Olá, caros ouvintes, sejam bem-vindos a mais episódio. E hoje é um episódio certamente excepcional, não só apenas porque estamos na Web Summit, e aqui quero agradecer à Web Summit pelo segundo ano de convite para estar aqui, mas este ano é muito especial porque vamos conseguir fazer aqui uma série de entrevistas e estamos aqui com a primeira entrevista, e quem mais do que Louis Dreyfus, que é o CEO do grupo Le Monde, o jornal francês que vocês certamente conhecem. Vamos fazer esta entrevista toda ela em inglês e, portanto, sem mais demoras, Louis Dreyfus, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to speak with the CEO of one of the well-known French newspaper. And what we're going to talk in these minutes, it's going to be what are the role of the old newspaper in the way that we have the podcasts, we have content creators, we have all this misinformation, fake news. We are in the middle of this hurricane about BBC and Donald Trump. We need to investigate it. Just to clarify, it was an investigation from the Telegraph, so another well-known newspaper, who discovered that BBC do some cuts on the Donald Trump speech, which can manipulate and pretend like Donald Trump instigate all the things about this January 6th, and it was not like that. But it's very important to start. We can start already with this. What is the truth, and what is the role of the media to guarantee the truth, even when the truth is not what we like to write down?
I would say that the big difference between, on one side, the media or even the legacy media, and the other side, the influencers or the content creators, are few things. First thing, on the legacy media, we have very important newsroom, not one or two content creators. At Le Monde, we are 560 staff journalists, so it's huge. It used to be 310.
For the group, Le Monde.
No, for Le Monde.
Just for the Le Monde.
Only for Le Monde brand. It used to be the same perimeter. It used to be done with 310 journalists 15 years ago when I came on board. So in 15 years, we almost doubled the number. So that's a big difference between content creators and legacy media. The second thing is that we work with a certain ethics, rules that we are quite transparent about those rules, and we are very demanding with our staff for them to respect the rules. Content creators don't have this limit. So that's the two things that, according to me, differ from media or legacy media and content creators, and that's very important for us, the media, to continue to invest it in our proper qualities and not to go work like content creators. At the same time, there is something that we need absolutely to learn from the success of content creators are two things: the format they use, and we need to be realistic. Those formats appeal to a younger audience, and if we want to build our future, we need to build a younger audience. So we need to adopt few of those formats. And the other thing is that the content creators are very good at looking at their audience, trying to understand how the audience is reading them, looking at the content, when, how, on what support, and we need to be better at that. So even though there is a huge difference between media and content creators, there is many things to learn from them without giving up on what make us quite different, and I would say quite powerful.
Because that's the thing. We spend a lot of time with our screens and just rolling, and if it takes more than a video that 10-50 seconds, oh, the fatigue is already there, so it's like automatic to do it. So that's the really important stuff, is to guarantee that the audience stay and they understand what is what we are talking about. Because one of the studies that came out this week or this year or last year, I cannot precise, it was that in Portugal 43% of people only can read and understand 2-3 lines. So it says a lot of how we are doing, and it says a lot also how the way we all post, we all because I think that we first publish, comment, we do the commentary, and then we reflect about it, and it's very easy to say, oh, it's fault of the far right or the far left, depends on which side we are. So what failed? The education? Or is that we are speeding up?
I think there's a few things. That first, legacy media have been very reluctant in distributing their content for free on social network. Content creators were much faster and adopt, because they were much younger, adopt those codes much earlier. And so and then at the same time, as you were saying, there is when you look at the reading rate in schools, when you look at teenagers around you, you can see that they are reading less and less. So we need at some point of time to accept this reality, to manage to start a relationship with this audience, and to manage later to make them come to our content that are with more text, with more complexity, and then at last to subscribe to it. But it's a journey. If we want them to make this journey, we want to be first on their playing field. So that's why at Le Monde we have been investing over the past 10 years on social networks. On Snapchat, we are the first French media brand on Snapchat. We are quite powerful on TikTok, quite powerful on YouTube. Even though on those platforms there is plenty of contents we disagree with, we cannot have the luxury to wait this audience to come to us. We need to be there. So we have teams that report to the editor-in-chief of Le Monde. They are journalists, but they adapt our stories with those formats to be able to reach out to this younger audience. And it's very important.
It's very interesting because what you are talking, it's very different from what I'm hearing on the news editors here in Portugal. And a number of journalists, you grew up, but here in Portugal, in worldwide, I would say, the journalists are shrinking.
The question,
so is there a potion magic from the last series?
No, the question is, maybe could be, is Le Monde an exception, or is it an example to follow? I believe there is a path to follow, and we...
Yes, because in the French reality, I don't see the same work that you do at Le Monde, followed by Libération, Figaro, which are the other leadings. And we have a good example of Hugo Décrypte,
yes,
which is a French journalist who traveled. We met in the US elections. So as you can see, it will be like if we talked 10 years ago, it will be impossible, like a small media, a new media, to be at the same stage, at the same level that the consecrated journalists in the US elections, for instance.
I think that we need to be at the same time more modest, like you were saying, consecrated media, even if Le Monde likes to call itself the reference newspaper, we need to be at the level of demand we are supposed to be, but at the same time to remain very modest and open-minded to
the right attitude.
Yeah, to the people who are around us. We have been lucky enough at Le Monde 15 years ago to have entrepreneurs investing in Le Monde. And those entrepreneurs, Xavier Niel, Pierre Berger and Mathieu Pigas, have decided first to respect completely the independence of the newsroom, to invest in the newsroom, and third, to give us the financing to rebuild a business model. So they were not like other shareholders expecting to use the newsroom to defend or promote their personal interest. They thought it was important for in France to have an independent newspaper with an independent business model. So we have done that. We have been profitable for the past 9 years. So I think now we have a sustainable business model. But to invest in the newsroom, meaning you need to cut costs. And other part, you need to be able to be very agile, meaning you can start a project. If it doesn't work, you stop the project, but you invest somewhere else. It's quite new for media, for legacy media that were quite still, to be able to be more innovative. And we have been successful at Le Monde. I would hope other French media do like us. For the moment, it's not the case. Other media have investors or shareholders have asked them to reduce the newsroom. I honestly believe that there is no chance for people to pay for your content if there is less and less exclusive content, less and less time to do investigative journalism, less and less foreign correspondence. So to invest in the quality of the content is also a part of the business model. So it's not only for the quality of the democratic debate, and it's important, but it's also to create a sustainable working environment.
Since we are in the political podcast, what do you feel it's the evolution of the communication and the behavior between the media and the politics? So, which that I want to say that in today routine, any politician can grab an Instagram account and publish himself, like I'm going to be at that time and quote me like this, this and this. I have my book, promote the book. I like this, I like that. And like 10 years, 20 years ago, he needed a newspaper to publish his own words and stuff like that. So what do you believe it's the role of media on the political scenario worldwide?
I think if the social networks or the personal account of politicians on social networks are used to do self-promotion, that's fine. That's not the role of a media like Le Monde.
Obviously.
Le Monde role is to explain the complexity of the world we are living in, maybe to point out some difficulties or some issues that are forgotten by politicians. So whatever the promotion politicians do on social networks, I'm convinced we still have a role. Because we have journalists, and journalists can do investigation, can do analysis, can bring expertise. So that's it's social network for us. It's mainly a way to reach out to a larger audience. And if we succeed, after a certain point, to make this audience move to our app and then subscribe, we will have much larger paid circulation. If I compare to what we were 10 years ago or 12 years ago, Le Monde used to have 240,000 paid readers every day. Mm-hmm. Today, we are close to 600,000 paid readers. So we more than doubled. So it's
almost
fine.
3 times.
Yeah. So it's the question we may have when you have all those politicians very active on the social networks and talking to a large number of people who are only confronted only to things they like, that agree with them. How can we also have a place in the flow for them to, even though they think Le Monde doesn't share their point of view, to have some space for them to listen to us and to understand that what they think we are not exactly, and we are more complex than what they thought. So that's why we need also to be very proactive on social networks to show the quality and the diversity of what we do. And we have invested a lot in the diversity of content. If you compare Le Monde 15 years ago, and now it's completely different, much larger, wider range of topics, and that's very important. So politicians can do self-promotion, that's fine, but we need to be aware that they are reaching out to a much larger audience, so we need to do the same, but with the same quality.
Exactly. Because what I think is our job here, and what I try to do with this political podcast, it's not to show the way that, oh, this is the right guy or the right lady, this is the bad guy, this is the villain of politics. No, it's not like that. It's like giving tools, like, okay, so the left says this, the right says that, and you have the tools now to decide your own, what do you want? Do you believe in this? You took that path, you want another path, you have the tools for it. I think that all we need to do is try to see under the curtain that the politicians, because politics is a theater, and we are all puppets and we are all actors in the middle of this, and we need to do it all the way. So that's what I think, and it's very important for our audience also to reassure that there are people in the world who still think like that and understand, because today it's I'm a very critic of the journalists, and I believe there are evil journalists who deliberately write and speak. We had, for instance, Javier Milei in Argentina. He won the elections, and we had seen in Portugal saying that he lost, and he was already thinking about the resignation. How can like it's CNN Portugal? It's a big brand. It was what you were talking right on the beginning. All the journalists, they must take responsibility for the brand they are representing, and that's the core of it. It's a very. But why do you think that there are some biased newspaper and stuff? In the French. And in the American, we can almost say which people vote in each party based on the media they consume.
But to have opinion newspaper, it's not an issue for me, because people who buy an opinion newspaper know what they are buying. Okay, so that's fine. You.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If you have a point of view, you have a point of view.
They say, no, this is the truth. But the truth is biased the way they...
But when it's paid media, I think people know what they are paying for. So that's fine. When it's media for free on social networks, I think, and it's particularly true for the young people, most of the young people don't always know or don't understand the quality of the source or the quality of the media, and they may think that this information on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, it's independent news. So that's an issue. That's why independent media like Le Monde need to be very, very active on social networks to counter this offensive or fake news or opinion media. When it's paid newspaper, that's fine. People are completely at ease with people choosing to be informed with those media. But for people who don't choose, meaning the people who have access only to free media, we need to be, I think, more active in their direction.
Louis, thank you so much for
this
interview.
For the invitation.
It was amazing. Just a few words for our audience to...
Thank you very much for this time. If I'm sure some of you know Le Monde, but I'm sure that most of you don't know that we have an English-speaking edition that we have launched 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So if you go to Le Monde and you go to Le Monde in English, you'll get, I would say, 60 to 70% of our stories on a daily basis. It's independent news. We have more than 20 foreign correspondents on staff, and I'm sure it's worth the try, at least. So try Le Monde in English and you will get, don't unsubscribe to your local media. It's important that to get local sources, but you can add another point of view. So please choose Le Monde in English.
É isso, caros ouvintes, muito obrigado por estarem desse lado, são vocês que também fazem com que este lado seja possível e esteja a acontecer e, portanto, muito obrigado a vocês, não se esqueçam de subscrever, deixar o like, 5 estrelas e, portanto, vemos no próximo episódio e, como eu digo, vocês sabem então mais de cor, até lá tenham boas conversas e já agora mantenham-se informados, bem informados. Um abraço.